I'm out for a walk deep in the forest. Let's see what cool stuff we can find. That's wild. Right off the hop, we found some ghost pipe flowers hiding in these pine needles. Come check it out. Let me teach you a little bit about them. I have several videos where I talk about the ghost pipe flower. Awesome find. I think I'm a magnet to them. I find them everywhere. They're super rare. I don't know. I have an knack for finding them. You can turn this into a tincture using alcohol, high percentage alcohol. Just dice this bad boy up, put it in there, put it in somewhere dark. It's going to go from white and clear to dark, dark purple. What this thing is said to do is be a powerful analgesic. That means it blocks the pain receptors in your brains. So not so much a pain medicine as in relieving swelling or anything, but it stops you from feeling the pain. Now, I've done some testing videos. I'm not conclusive on the benefits of this, although I've got a new tincture that's even more potent that I'll be trying out very shortly. So we are going to see. But this guy, do your own homework. Very powerful medicine, very pretty to look at. It's a ghostly white flower. It's known as the Indian pipe, ghost pipe, or corpse flower. Very cool. We're just going to let this guy propagate and pollinate down here. I already have a bunch, don't need more. So these guys look like fairy ring mushrooms. They've got the right color, right size, kind of right grouping. But normally you'd find those in like your front yard, backyard, in the lawn. Without doing a spore print and getting a better feel for these, we're going to move on. Here we've got some russula mushrooms and some lactarius mushrooms. These are often found close by to ghost pipe. And here we are looking at some brownish red bracket fungi. Pretty hard to get an identification on these guys, but they are always cool to look at. It is fascinating what can grow on dead wood. Sometimes you find yourself in the thick of it, and the easiest thing to do is to follow an animal trail. I got one kind of running back here. Well, the problem is you don't know what animal made the trail and where it is right now. But when you're in the thick of it, you don't really feel like bushwalking that much. It recently rained here, and the bugs are pretty bad. We're going to follow the trail and keep moving. Now this is better. Every once in a while you push through that thick stuff on the outskirts, and it opens up a little bit for you. This is what I like walking through. What do we got over here? Got a ghost pipe flower there. And a russula mushroom there. A russula. And another ghost pipe hanging out individually over there. Just goes to show how close proximity these guys will grow together. Very cool. And the ghost pipe, here is one. After it's already pollinated, it'll stand straight up and down like that. This guy over here, not quite. Very cool. And here we have a nice specimen of crown-tipped coral fungus. This stuff is edible. And one of the ways to tell if it's crown-tipped coral fungus, other than the little crowns at the top of them, they're usually these thinner, straighter branches on them. This one is about fist size, and it grows on dead wood. You can see it's on a tree that has fallen in the woods. I'm not sure what this slimy guy is, but look at that. It is just full of insects. These mushrooms support bug life so well, and that's also why when you're going to cook an edible mushroom, you should check for bugs. Sometimes walking in the forest is not all glamorous. Sometimes you just got to get into the thick of it and do some bushwhacking. You're going to get a mouthful of spider webs. Try to avoid actually getting the spiders on you, but it is not all fun and games. But you know what? I'm doing this so that you don't have to. So let's keep looking. We're going to find some more mushrooms. Just got to find an area here where it opens up a little bit. Here are some little tinder polypores, and right in behind them, kind of hard to see, that little guy is a spider that I was talking about. Again, try not to eat these guys by mistake. When you're bushwhacking, it's easy to run into them. And this is a quick look at a birch polypore. That brown flakes away, kind of like their bark flakes away. This kind of looks like turkey tail, but I have been fooled before. So the first thing we got to check is if it has gills or if it has pores on the bottom, and then whether or not they are white or if they are brown or purple. So let's just pick a piece off. Disappointing. So it is a false turkey tail. It does have pores, but it is not white. Turkey tail, which is said to have many health benefits, has white underside. This guy here, they're all brown. This is false turkey tail. Too bad, so sad, but still pretty to look at. Growing on a birch tree. It's the right type of wood, but it's the wrong mushroom. This is interesting. We have some greenish blue fungus growing on this tree. Might be blue-green elf cups, hard to say. Or it's something that parasitized this guy. I'm not entirely sure, but she's pretty to look at. So, yeah, there it is. This dead stump is turned into food for many bracket fungus, which is also food for many insects. Circle of life. Hiding behind this leaf looks like a bright red russula. That might make it the Russula emetica, or the sickener, or the vomiting russula. Maybe not the best to pick or enjoy, but pretty to look at. Check out this thing behind me. That thing's giant. This polypore is absolutely massive. It's about the size of my head. Here are some neat polypores up ahead. These are some white cheese polypores, and despite the name, they are not edible. They have a nice texture and feel, but not something you want to eat. At some point here, I gotta head back. I am getting deeper and deeper, but let's find a few more cool things. Boop. Now I wonder what would be scarier. Me running into a bear out here, or someone else running into me? Would you not be terrified if you were this thick into the bush and just some random dude, some homeless looking random dude, was walking through the forest towards you? That would be truly terrifying. In reality, humans are much scarier than animals. Just think about that. Okay, she opened up a little bit. We got this cool tree, and I love how these bracket fungi or polypores way up here can just far outlive the tree and just keep feeding off of it. It is quite the cycle of life out here. I mean, this is a birch tree. This thing is almost as broad as I am. That is an impressively old tree. Right on. I'm gonna be honest, if I did not have some cell service to use my GPS, I would get lost in here. It keeps opening up and closing up, and it is impossible to see where you're going. And I keep finding myself going away from the road. Just remember, guys, if you're going deep into the forest, take your bearings, maybe use some flagging tape, get a compass, or a GPS. Thankfully, I'm within cell service here, barely 1 or 2 bars. But, you know, you can easily get lost out here and take hours to find your way out. I mean, I'm in the middle of nowhere. This time, we are finding a poplar that's as wide as I am, and it's looking like something out of Game of Thrones. These little guys here, they are looking like that same crowned coral fungi, except these are growing in the ground. The crowned coral fungi, the edible one, grows on other trees, like you saw earlier in the video. So this one, not edible. It is crazy to think that this little tree here is the same type of tree as this megalithic tree here. These things get huge. Let's see what we've got here. Very interesting pattern. Okay, there's 2 kind of mushrooms growing one on top of the other. I'm not exactly sure what they are, but that is a cool little relationship. Not enough people talk about how bad the bugs are when you're out this deep in the bush. It is hard to hold the camera steady when you're constantly just killing mosquitoes off you. Ugh. And here we're looking at a couple cute little nooks and crannies, perfect for some little fox dens or a little marten or mink, some small animals anyway. Very cool. This moss growing behind me is called usnea, or old man's beard. It is a great fire starter, super dry. So if you come across this and you're in a pinch, harvest it, collect it. Good fire starter. I know what these little guys are. These are gem-studded puffballs. These are edible. They are great. They taste awesome. I dice them up, fry them up. But before we do that, we're going to have to peel these open. Let's just take a closer look at them. Give me 1 second here. Don't mind the studs falling off in your hands. That's normal. There they are. They're not very big, but they're very tasty. First, you just kind of gotta peel them open and see. If they're solid white inside, edible like this one. And if they are gray to brown, no longer edible. Chuck it out. It's about to turn into what we used to call as a stink bomb. You squeeze it, and all the spores release. Just a small little squirrel friend checking us out. Kind of hard to see him up there, but we are going to just let him do his thing. Well, guys, I am down to 10% battery, and I need my phone to get out of here before I get lost. I'm going to check in with you back at the road, but that's it for today. Okay, guys, I see the road up ahead. We made it before the cell phone died. That's good, because I definitely would have got lost back there. So make sure when you're traveling deep into the forest, you have a GPS or a way to find your way out, something more reliable than a phone battery. Even if I would have dropped this thing and broke it, I would have been hooped. So, so many mosquitoes. Anyway, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. Let me know what you want to see more of. I always love coming into the forest. And you know what? Let me get eaten by mosquitoes so you don't have to. Until next time, stay classy.